Let's just don't talk about pay first. Advice out there, if you want to be a nurse, if you don't like the job, if you're just in for the money, I say sorry, nursing is not for you.
And then eventually this kind of thing will burn you out.
Yep.
If you don't have the passion in it, no matter, let's say they're paying you a good money, and so eventually you will feel fed up.
If I have to take an MC, I'll feel, I really not well today. Very guilty.
I think that one not only in nursing. When you want to take MC, you feel guilty for taking it.
I feel guilty for being sick. I feel guilty for, I have to go for break, man.
Yeah.
I want to eat, but, you almost feel guilty, which I think you're having flu, running nose, The head GP said, sorry, appointment is full. Can you come next week? I'm having flu, but I have to come next week. Yeah, so what MC? Nobody can ever get a hand on it. Hello viewer, welcome back. Welcome back to Chai and Tea. I'm Yi Huey.
I'm Joe.
And what's our today's topic?
Today's topic we are talking about nursing. So I think we're covering because I think in the last episode you did share that you are a nurse, right?
Yes.
So who is it better than to ask the nurse themselves?
So much to talk about.
So I think in this episode we're going to cover about nursing career, what are the work culture like in nursing, and then is it worth pursuing a career? And also maybe we can cover about being a nurse locally and abroad. And last but not least, we can talk about private hospital nurses and also government hospital.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Yep, sounds like
so before we start the podcast, Yi Huey, maybe just let me ask you, how long are you in the nursing industry?
What? Is this a job interview?
Yes. I think not.
If I say it's going to reveal my age.
I think if it's good to say so that it's a good sense of validation that this lady here knows what she's talking about. There's a sense of validation.
So 5-minute job interview, 5-minute self-introduction.
Okay.
So basically, I've been a nurse or in the nursing, or my career is about 20 plus year.
So you're
plus,
around...
how many plus? I don't know. I forgot. So I'm around
45 years old. Around there.
In range, yeah. So maybe I start my nursing at what? 10?
10.
So I've been a nurse or in the nursing industry for 20 plus years.
A nurse in local or abroad?
I spent most of my nursing life abroad actually. I studied in Singapore, NYP, and then I worked in Singapore for 5 years before I moved to London.
Wow,
I worked for a long time, about another 9-10 years in London before I moved back to Malaysia. I did work when I moved back to Malaysia about 10 years ago. I worked for briefly of time in a local private hospital. After that, I started joining the medical device company and the home care, and now back to medical device company.
So meaning to say that what you are sharing means all this while I see you are just staying in all this nursing clinical line only. You never divert to other kind of field.
I think what pivot the most is when I joined a medical company, which I don't deal with patient directly, but I still using my nursing knowledge to do the job.
Okay. So maybe first of all you can answer the question for this short interview.
Okay.
Why nursing? Why do you choose nursing?
Why do I choose nursing?
Yeah. I mean there's so many other jobs out there, right? Policewoman, nurse, air stewardess. Is it because of your height?
Huh?
So for those viewers who doesn't know, she is like I think 145.
Hello. More than that, both 150.
Yeah. But I mean on the serious note, why
actually
do you choose?
I did think about wanted to become a police woman CID.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
But it's really because of the height. They have a specific height requirement apparently. So and why nursing is initially the why I want to join nursing, I think is because I always like to do traveling, right?
Okay.
And I like to go to places. And I wanted to go to Sahara Desert so much last time because I read a book, That's
No, the 1001 Tales, Arabian
I
Tales.
cannot
Is
remember
it?
what book is that, but it was a book that made me wanted to go to Sahara Desert so much.
Okay.
And I came to know about if I'm a nurse, I can actually go there and work.
Okay.
Right? By not coming from a very rich family, so I think how to get there,
How to travel and then to support.
Yes, and I can earn money at the same time.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't a very brilliant, bright student. I mean, I was doing okay, but at that point of time, nursing seems to be a very logical choice, because I also came to know that at that time, if I go to Singapore and study nursing, they will actually pay me bursary.
Yeah, what?
It's like a scholarship.
Oh,
so
okay,
you
okay.
sign a bond with the hospital, they'll pay you, I think that time...
It means like you tie a contract with them.
Yeah, I tie a contract. They pay me like 1,000 Sing dollar every month. And I just have to work.
Is that a lot during that time? I don't know, because I come from a different generation. So is 1,000 a lot during that time?
Yes, it's a lot. It's enough for me to live and then, pay for my own expenses and school fee.
Okay.
And I can do some short distance traveling at that time.
Wow.
Yeah. So it actually a very good deal, and I just have to sign on for 3 years.
Okay, not a bad deal lah.
It's not a bad deal at all.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a very logical choice. And also at the time, I was in St. John. So I realized I quite like to do all this wrapping thing. And I'm not afraid of blood or death. No. When I very small, I see dead people, I wasn't afraid. In fact, I was very curious to go and have a look. And yeah, so that's why I joined nursing. And actually after I joined nursing, right, then I realized...
Actually, like which department is it, they say? Like which department are you at? Like I understand there's HDU, there's... Yeah.
I was in...
Specialized in what?
Medical first, then
Okay.
I become a cardiothoracic ICU. So it's in the ICU lah.
Okay. So from what I understand, you have worked in Malaysia, Singapore, and London. In
Yes.
the UK lah. Okay?
Singapore, London, Malaysia in that sequence.
Singapore, London, Malaysia. Okay.
Yes.
So what's the difference? Is there any kind of difference or not? Like being a...
Of course.
What's the difference? Maybe you can share with our audience here.
I guess the difference that if you are looking at, right, is of course first thing, salary will be different now.
Okay.
Right? How much you earn, how much you spend. And then second is the working culture lah. And things that you can learn and path that you can actually grow.
So how's the working culture like? Comparing, I think, Singapore and Malaysia maybe is quite closely related, the working culture. I'm just guessing. So maybe with the West and the East, what's the difference in the working culture?
I would say one thing is Singapore and Malaysia, even though they're close, they've still got differences, right?
Okay,
Like the type of patients that you're dealing with. Obviously, we know...
Singaporean are more fussy.
Huh?
Just kidding.
Please, sir. But yeah lah, I think like some places people are slightly more demanding because they know they're right, they know more. But in general, if let's say I want to compare Asian culture and Western culture, is in Asian culture a lot of time you are taking orders, especially in Malaysia. Why? I don't know. I think the culture is like that.
Taking orders from the
doctors, from whoever lah. So I ask you to do one thing, this is what you do, and you do questions. Okay. Or sometimes you don't have time to question also, just do lah. Right? If anything not sure, you refer back to them. While in the Western, is you have slightly more autonomy, at least from the ward that I'm working in. You're empowered with a lot of things that you can do. You can decide what is best for the patient, and they actually listens to you. The doctor actually listens to you.
Okay.
I mean, not as in listen to ask you what to do, but rather...
Your opinion matters,
Yes.
Or maybe some suggestion you're giving.
Yes. Because they understand that you are with the patient 24 hours, so you know the patient best.
You know best.
Yes. Right. So I think that's the important part where when you are given that freedom to
voice out or
express, and then also
there is some kind of like sense of empowerment, is it?
Yes. Then you start to think more. You start to make yourself think more.
I totally agree on that.
What else I can ask? I can suggest to the doctor
to do better or things like that.
Yes. You sort of build up that critical thinking skill from there, and also I believe it's different when people ask for your opinion. When they treat you like a peers, then you also feel like you can learn things Or on the other hand, I'm not saying that here you cannot learn things, but sometimes it's really hard. If the other person...
Yeah, I mean, I get where you are coming from. It's because, you see, I mean, aside from nursing job, maybe, because I'm not from the nursing line, but when we are given our opinion matters and things like that, we tend to take more, somehow we feel like we are...
You want to do more.
You want a sense of responsibility.
Yes.
Whereas like if I just come here and then you tell me, okay, you do this A, B, C, things like that, you will just tend to do your job and then go back. Because you know, no matter what you're going to share, you're going to say, nobody's going to listen to you. So your mindset become like, I come here just to get my job done and that's it. Whereas when your opinion matters, you will tend to like take more responsibilities, more initiative. Yeah, that's the word. More initiative.
And at least that's for me. Of course, I cannot speak for all the nurses, and I do know that there are some Malaysian nurses that I know who is really capable and able to have that conversation with the doctor or with the Healthcare Alliance members. So, but I think the whole culture actually make a difference when it is a norm that you should treat each other with respect. Then you will eventually step up and do better. That's how, at least for me lah.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
But I think,
different, culture different,
It's good for you to share that, but I guess our audience is getting kind of bored. So let's get to the more interesting part.
Okay.
Because maybe we have some audience out there that are interested in being a nurse. Maybe, you know, they're still in high school or things like that. So this maybe can be a very important question. So how's the pay like? Like abroad and Malaysia? Is it good? Are you like earning good money, things like that? Yeah.
How's the pay like? Let's just don't talk about pay first. Advice out there, if you want to be a nurse, if you don't like the job, if you're just in for the money, I say sorry, nursing is not for you.
Okay.
Because
so you
in
mean
Malaysia, I believe in Malaysia, nursing is not one of the high pay job comparatively.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a reasonable pay and okay pay, but if let's say you're coming for good money somewhere else, go and become accountant girl, sales executive girl, you get paid much more, right? Trust me. But nursing for me is you must have the passion for it.
True.
Right.
True.
If not, you cannot survive.
Yeah, because I believe like in nursing, you all have like double shift, graveyard shift, things like that. And then and even so, if you are like what you said just now, if you're in it for the money, and then eventually this kind of thing will burn you out.
Yep. And dealing with patients
and the patient's family and with the doctors, all kind of parties. And then if you don't have the passion in it, no matter, let's say they're paying you a good money, and so eventually you will feel fed up.
Yes, correct.
You just want to get out from here.
Correct. But if you want me to give a ballpark, maybe let me compare the 3 countries that I work with.
Okay, I think that's good.
Yeah, and also I've read some paper before this, before we come on this show, right? So I sort of find out how much you get paid. For example, if you are a fresh graduate nurse, maybe 1 to 2, 3 years experience.
In Malaysia, we are talking about Malaysia first?
Let's just compare 3 countries lah.
Okay.
Numbers to number, you don't count the commission.
Don't convert. Okay.
So I believe in Malaysia, if you are freshly graduate, you get about 1,900, 2,000. That's averagely.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
with
no experience. Maybe some hospital will pay you slightly more. But in Singapore, I believe the starting pay is about at least 2,000 to 2,500.
Okay.
In Sing dollar, right?
How about you, UK?
In UK, the annual salary annual is 28,000. So it's about 2,000 plus also lah, correct?
Okay.
Starting is about 25 to 28,000 annually. So if you look at it, let's just say you put at 2,000 every country you go, starting pay about 2,000 on the local currency.
So I think you're covering about the living cost, is it?
Yeah. So let's just compare a loaf of bread lah,
A loaf of bread, I think easy to calculate.
Yeah, easy to Malaysia, Gardenia, 1 loaf how much?
I think 3 ringgit 50 cent.
3 ringgit. Got cheaper one, huh? Bengali roti.
Bengali roti lah.
Also 1 something, 2 something.
Yeah.
So in UK, you can possibly get about a loaf of bread that is on the cheaper range, less than £1.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. In Singapore, probably I would say the number is about the same as Malaysia.
Okay.
It's about $3 for a loaf of bread as well. So if you look at it, then you look into your home room rental. Right, in UK,
I think should be more pricier, is it?
Oh yeah, UK room rental. I think if you choose to stay in a hospital accommodation like what I stayed before, will
It's
cost
cheaper.
you like 500, 600 pounds.
Is that expensive or considered cheap already?
Well, if you're earning 2,000,
Oh, it's
you're
almost
paying,
like 1/4 of your salary.
Yeah, 1/4 your salary. So that is how much you
Okay.
compare.
Okay.
But in Singapore, one room is going to cost you $1,000.
I think everyone, and then I think nowadays the rental is going up even higher.
Yep. So easily $700 to $1,000
Okay.
for a room.
How about in Malaysia? So I think in
Malaysia,
Malaysia,
I don't know how much you get rent. 400, 500 also.
I think it depends also which state you are in. Like if KL or Penang or Ipoh, it varies. But maybe if let's say we take, for example, KL, I think some hospital they do provide those nursing hostel.
Then it will be cheaper.
It will be cheaper lah. It's like
correct.
there's a subsidized
Correct,
rate, right?
correct.
Yeah.
So if you look at it like that, then I guess possibly at the end of the month, what you left in your pocket is, let's say you left for 500.
500. Yeah.
That's where the difference make. 500
Because
in
once you do
pounds,
the-
500 in Sing dollar, and 500
Yeah,
ringgit
ringgit.
is totally different. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because then you will talk about conversion.
yeah, then you have to talk about conversion. So my experience is when I was working in England, but England has got a lot of other opportunity, like you can do bank nurse or locum nurse, which I believe locally also have.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
do a locum nurse, its pay is slightly better. It's much better in England. So I'm not sure about Singapore now. But if you look at it, then I would say, and also if you count the working hours, I believe in Malaysia and Singapore I'm not sure, but I think Malaysia is 40 hours, something like that.
Per
40,
week.
42, yeah. In London, it's 37.5 hours.
How many?
37.5
Okay.
per week.
Per week. Okay.
So with a lesser working hours,
You can go and do some other
you can
like
do
the
some
local
other
nurses
thing.
or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Compare lah. So my experience before is when I'm working in England, if I manage to save my lifestyle expenses, then I actually still have quite a good sum of money to do my traveling and to come back.
Okay. So how many places have you been while you was working in UK?
Wow. All the surrounding Europe country.
All the Europe countries.
Yeah. I
Okay.
guess.
Do you have fun?
Of course.
So why do you come back to Malaysia?
Wow.
Put her in a
Okay,
tight,
so
put her in a tight spot.
back to that, right? So why maybe you want to ask, so good the life out there.
Yeah.
We haven't even talk about UAE, okay? So good the life out there. Why?
Oh yeah, speaking about UAE, I heard a lot of our Malaysian nurses going there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So because I have not worked there before, so I dare not comment. But
But maybe
UAE
you can tell us
is good
if
as well.
UK is good, why did you choose to come back 10 years ago?
I think one thing is family still matters, right? Even though
Okay.
you're abroad. But okay lah, man, make you do funny things.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were
So-
being promised spaghetti every day.
Yeah, my husband promised me
But turns out
spaghetti.
it's a wonton mee, is it?
It's a Chinese pasta.
Chinese pasta. Only slight difference.
It's like different. It's still pasta. It's real spaghetti pasta or Chinese pasta.
Chinese pasta, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what my husband. If you're watching this, you promised me spaghetti, right? Okay lah, Chinese pasta I can take.
Chinese
it also.
pasta also good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the main reason for me to come back is even though everything looks good, hunky dory outside, but
The-
at times there still is limitation and difficulties that you have to.
So the
cope with.
grass isn't always greener at the other side?
No, depends on what you want.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Depends on what's your purpose. So stick to your purpose. If you want to, like I say, if you want to go for money, nursing is not for you.
Nursing, yeah.
Yeah, but if you
Okay.
want to have your own personal growth, or more opportunity to see outside and work outside while you are not maybe.
I think for people who are pursuing nurse, right? I don't know. This is just my own personal opinion. There are some nurses that I know. When they pursue in this career, right? They somehow are very passionate about their job.
Yes.
Those nurses that I've encountered before, yeah, they take pride in what they do.
Yes.
And even there is one of the last time we used to work for like this kind of home care services. Even they are retired, right? They still are they take pride. You know the person? Yeah, they are retired nurse, but they
Okay.
will keep telling people that I used to be a nurse. You know? Do you remember the person? I will not mention name, right?
But I think it's true though. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's one of those things that if you're a nurse one day, you forever you will see yourself as
once a nurse, always a nurse, right? Something like
And
that.
at least for me also lah. So because if you ask me, are you a real nurse now in the hospital? I'll say no, I don't work in the hospital, but my current job is require me to deal with the hospital nurses a lot that I have to teach them. So it's a different sector of nurse, right? And and the other thing I want to say is, not necessarily when you study nursing, the only thing you can do is in the hospital being a nurse.
Okay.
You can utilize your knowledge in so many ways, but I would advise you build up your knowledge in the hospital first.
Because that's the best training ground.
Yes, when you have your basic, your foundation built up, then you can use your knowledge for anything else.
I think there's a lot of branches out there you can go.
Correct. You can teach. You can. I got one of my previous job is actually even more interesting. I actually working with the R&D department to do innovation and developing product together.
Okay.
Yeah. So and home care. And now training and education for medical devices.
Yeah.
I think there's so many things you can do.
Yeah, true.
And even in Malaysia, let's say if you really cannot go to overseas for whatever reason, by staying in Malaysia itself, if you have the passion, you have the drive to move up, there's many things that you can do.
Okay, but I think talking about salary-wise, right, is good. At least now people know the differences. I think if we are talking about without conversion, if just purely on the living cost and all, each of the countries have their own pros and cons. Maybe like for example, in UK, the meal expenditure for your food and all, it may be cheaper. But when we're talking about rental, it could be more expensive and things like that. And for Malaysia, maybe it's more on the affordable end. But when we come to conversion part, that's where it makes a difference.
Correct.
But yeah, aside from salary wise, I think it's good to also know what are the working cultures like.
As in colleagues to colleagues.
Colleagues to colleagues, or dealing with the patients. How do you feel the environment is? So given like maybe for Malaysia, Singapore and also in the UK. Which would you feel is more better? Or something we can learn from it?
I think one thing we have to learn from it is, from all my time and all my observation and my experience, a lot of time nursing has got this weird tough love towards each other. Nurses having this you must learn things from the hard way, then you will learn kind of mindset towards each other. And why I'm saying this is because there were occasions that I see the senior nurse were being super aggressive,
strict
in coaching. Well, I think there's a fine line between strict and aggressive, or there's a difference between strict and aggressive.
Okay.
Or strict and not so nice. There is a difference. You can be strict, but you can talk to you. Like sometimes I talk to you in a very strict, but you won't feel that I'm being nasty towards you. But I have experienced a culture where colleagues can be very nasty to each other.
Okay, among peers lah.
Amongst peers. So, and I believe this thing can happen anyway. Not only here, Malaysia or Singapore or London. It's a universal problem. But one thing good is, I find that in Western country or in
England, there's a policy, is it?
Oh yeah, there's like an anti-bullying policy.
They don't have that in Malaysia's hospital setting, or
I never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. Okay.
I never heard of it.
But in UK, there's an awareness.
There's awareness. You're not supposed to shout at people and yell at people.
Okay.
If you feel at any time you are intimidated or being treated unfairly, you can actually go and report, and you'll be dealt with. The person, it will be investigated. How did it happen?
I see.
Yeah, and things will be put in place, which I have not seen this. Well, in Singapore last time, I wasn't aware. In Malaysia, I do not think that such thing exists. So I think
I think maybe there are the policies there. Maybe it's not enforced
under the somewhere that cannot see.
Yeah. Maybe because every workplace there is a certain
but
regulation.
It's not enforced.
I think there is it's not emphasized strongly enough. Whereby maybe in the
culture is not there lah.
Yeah, in UK maybe they take it more seriously.
Yes, human right.
On bullying and this kind of things, on mental health.
It's just like in Malaysia, not in Malaysia, in Singapore and Malaysia last time, if I have to take an MC, I'll feel I really not well today. Very guilty.
I think that one not only in nursing. I think many places that I've worked before in the past, I guess it somehow like when you want to take MC, you feel guilty for taking it.
I feel guilty for being sick. I feel guilty for I have to go for break, man.
Yeah.
I want to eat, but you almost feel guilty, which I think to a point that maybe it's not so healthy. But in England, I don't have that stress at all. I say, hey, okay, today I really, not say I don't feel like working lah, but maybe I'm really not well.
Okay.
Right? I have a red eye. I won't feel guilty for calling midnight to tell them, hey, sorry, I really cannot come to work. And the nursing officer would understand that. Right? They will let you to have the benefit, not benefit, they believe you and they treat you like an adult. Okay, fine, if you cannot come to work today, it's
So
okay.
you don't need to give any kind of MC like cert or what?
Unless it's more than 3 days.
Oh, okay.
You know how difficult to see doctor there are?
I don't know.
If you are sick, okay, every area of your staying, there is a GP, so-called general practitioner.
Okay.
So you are assigned to that particular GP. So if you are sick, first you must call, hey, can you see me today? You're having flu, running nose. The GP says, oh, sorry, appointment is full. Can you come next week?
But I might be recovered.
Oh, I'm having flu, but I have to come next week. Yeah. Or if you're really not well, you can go to the pharmacy to buy some medicine over the counter. They will tell you that. So what MC? Nobody can ever get a hand on MC.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So the system is
Different.
isn't exactly. Yeah. They don't have like a private GP or private doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. That's why I say that's one of the good thing that I really appreciate. And back to that question of anti-bullying, I think.
But don't you think that these anti-bullying things, right? It can be misused as
Yes,
well. Like
I've seen it myself.
maybe let's say I have problem with you,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Then I just anyhow I just go and report you.
Yeah. I've seen cases like that as
Yeah.
well. Or there's a male nurse say the female in charge sexual harass him
Okay.
because of this. But yeah. So people who is who wanted to play with the loophole, then they will find this loophole and then.
I guess any kind of
Everywhere
policy that is being created, it can somehow be misused in certain ways.
Yes. So
Okay.
so like that, no.
Yeah. And speaking of this, right? So let's come back to Malaysia. Maybe to let our audience know more. Okay, there's the saying, right? I mean, even for myself, personally encountered, the kind of treatments that you got differences from like private and government hospital.
From nurses, huh?
From nurses.
Aiyo.
Yes. So
You
okay.
you've been to hospital before, no?
Yes. I've been admitted before 3
To
days
government?
tonight. Private.
To private.
Yeah. in
How much you
Penang.
pay
I don't know, my insurance covered, but it's around 8,000 plus.
per day?
No, the total stay.
How many days?
3 days, 2 nights.
3 days, 2 nights, 8,000 plus.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to Japan
I
with
just
money.
do like, I think it's just 1 MRI scan and 2 physiotherapy session.
Okay.
And that's it. And lots of antibiotic.
And lots of
Yeah. Sorry, not antibiotic, painkillers.
painkiller.
Yeah, because I have like a spinal cord issue, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So I
Is it worth it?
because it's not my money, right? It's insurance money,
Okay.
which I paid for lah. So it's But I mean the entire process while I was at the hospital there in the private, it was so good. It was like really a 5-star treatment.
8,000 more, 3 days. 2 nights.
Yeah, and you know even my rice, right? They serve me. There's a love shape.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, you feel so loved, you know. The rice they put, you open, right? So there's a love shape there. So it means like they care and concern you. But one of my colleagues say, yeah, lah, of course they put love shape lah because they keep charging your card. Like, thank you for the money.
Yeah.
But overall then in the morning, they come and greet you. They make up
So
your
it's
bed.
a very nice experience.
Very pleasant that it somehow felt that I do not want to leave the hospital because of the treatment I gotten.
Wow.
And the day when I was discharged, even there's someone from the customer service department. This lady, she approached me and asking me how was the stay, you know, something like hotel like that. You know, is there anything you'd like to feedback or things like how we can do better to serve you? So I felt like wow, this is so good, you know. But for another case, like my mom, and she's admitted into the government hospital, GH. Yeah. What happened was that I went to visit her. So during visitation hours, okay, like, it's maybe already past 5 to 10 minutes. The nurse came and informed I need to leave. Very rude.
How?
Like,
Define rude?
like she chased you out, like, you know, like you can just tell me, I say, okay, it's already up. Sudah habis masa lawatan, you know, you can go. But the way the tone that she used is very harsh. And not only that, I mean, to be honest, we've heard a lot kind of people sharing, saying that, oh, you know,
go to hospital, nobody doesn't
government
care
hospital,
for you.
people don't care for you, and things like that. So what do you think? What do you think the difference? Is it true that private hospitals, nurses are better compared to government hospital? Or is it there's a reason behind that? Is it because they're underappreciated or, understaffed, overwhelmed, things like that? What do you think?
What do I think on this is, I think when it comes to personal attitude, right, everyone can do better. I've seen a very rude private nurse as well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have also seen a really nice government nurse.
Okay.
So I think this one is how they talk to you. Of course, that one is a common problem that happened in the hospital where when you're in that profession for too long, it's actually a very stressful job,
Okay.
Be it government or private. Private maybe is less stressful compared to government. Have you been to government ward where you see the ward is made up for 20 bed, but you have like a 25 to 30 patient in it.
Yeah.
Up to the corridor filled up.
Yeah. It looks like, like those war movies, right?
Yeah, you're in the war zone.
Because I think there's too many patients.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know how much you say you 3 day 2 night pay?
8,000.
You know how much the patient pay after you stay for let's say 2 weeks?
I think it's 1 ringgit, right?
Depends lah.
Depends on what.
Correct. My personal experience is my dad admitted for leptospirosis for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. With antibiotic, lots of antibiotics, and scan, and discharge home with more antibiotics. Because my dad is a senior citizen now. I think 3 ringgit.
Wow. And if he were to go in a private hospital for that same?
200 maybe? You say 3 day 2 night, 8,000.
Yeah.
So times 6. so I don't know. So my point is, let's just not talk about the attitude of the nurse. I think with Malaysia is actually considered one of the country where we literally give you almost free healthcare. 1 ringgit I think is almost free. It's free already. Right? If you go for operation, the most they charge you is what, 500 ringgit for young people. If let's say you're not elderly, and you just need to buy the equipment for yourself, the like knee joint, if you want knee replacement, they'll just charge you like 200-300 ringgit of surgery fee. Where do you get that?
True.
Anyone can afford healthcare in Malaysia.
Yeah.
If that's mean government.
Even let's say, if you're someone homeless.
Yes. You go to government hospital, nobody will reject you. They will still admit you in, right? Because, give you the food.
Yeah. If let's say if you're talking about like US, for example.
You're not
a first
without
world
health
country.
Insurance, yes.
You can see how they struggle, to get medicine or even treatment.
You can't go to hospital.
True.
Because you're scared, right? So I think with that kind of workload, the nurse ratio is the same. You maybe have 5-6 nurses per shift in a ward. 25 patients that have got so many things going on. They won't put a ventilated patient in a normal ward.
Yeah.
Right? So if you tell me, hey, I put my mother there, nobody is going to care for my mother.
You need to do your role also lah.
Yeah, I think you should do your part instead of, because when my dad was admitted or my mom was admitted before she passed away, right? I was there all the time. And the nurses were so nice when the way
Will they allow you to stay there even after visitation hour?
Yes.
But I think it's not like so many people just like
one
person is
one
okay.
carer. They actually encourage a carer to come in.
Okay.
So that you actually
can help to look after.
And then you learn to look after along the way. Then you can go home with the skill that equip.
Yeah.
Instead of you decided to put your mom there, and I understand sometimes you need to work this or that. Then you, I think, get help We cannot expect everyone would have luxury of taking time off to go.
Yeah.
But I think at least understand the situation.
I guess maybe to a certain point, our government hospitals may be lacking in certain areas. But I would say that we are already grateful enough to have almost free medical healthcare.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you got cancer, you got a very serious disease, you can actually go into hospital and you will get treated. Maybe waiting time is
I think because if you're talking like in Western country, the moment you step in, they ask you medical card.
In US, but in England no lah. But in for example in Singapore, US, even China, I don't know. I'm sure you will be asked
straight away for medical card.
Yes. Or if you go to private hospital with the same kind of disease.
Yeah. I think when I was admitted into private hospital, the first thing that they asked me the question was like not how are you feeling or what. Other medical card, insurance card, then only they attend to me. Because I guess if you don't,
they will still attend to you, but they make sure you go to the administration counter
and make the payment.
Yeah. Put a deposit first.
Deposit. Yes, correct. So here at least you know if something happened to you, you walk in, you're going to get treatment in the GH. Maybe it may be slow for the waiting time, like you said just now, but you will get the treatment lah.
Yeah, lor. So I think it's a bit pivoted from the nursing nurses topic, but back to, if you ask me how do they perform, I believe skill-wise, government nurses probably is better than, government nurses see a lot of patients, they got a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Attitude-wise,
I think there are some cases, even private hospital, they will send to GH.
yeah,
right?
if you are like, for example, dengue, if you're very severe dengue, they will ask you to go to GH. But I think that one is by government rules because GH has got more resources.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think if you want to compare government nurses plus private nurses, I think it's an apple to
individual
things.
attitude.
Yeah, you
and then also maybe if you're talking about service, maybe the reason why the nurses in GH, maybe they're lacking in the time because they're overwhelmed, you know, understaffed, things like that.
Yes.
That
and also imagine if you're a private nurse, you already pay 8,000 and then you go, hey, keluar! Go on newspaper tomorrow.
I'm paying you money.
Yeah, pay me money, talk nicely to you, okay?
Okay.
No, it's not the case. I believe, regardless paying or not, if I still think that if you're a nurse, the compassion is still irregardless how long you work or how busy your day is. I think sometimes I'll keep reminding myself that, you know, it could have been me sitting there, lying on the bed.
True.
Is it that's how you want people to treat you?
Yeah.
So that is a constant reminder that I give myself, but it's hard. We are nurse, we are not God, you know. We are not saying we're just a nurse. So I think just give each other a bit of slack, and as a nurse, you already receive so much pressure from outside, from family, from your sick patient, from the families, and then from the management, and you still want to yell at each other. Why? Don't lah.
Try to create a more positive and healthy environment.
Be nice to each other lah.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, so we have come to an end to our today's topic on nursing. So thank you, Yi Huey, for sharing so much of input with us. So I guess
my personal opinion, okay?
Yeah, this is just purely a personal opinion, nothing in general. So I guess maybe for those who are considering to be in the nursing industry, maybe you can share some of your thoughts as well in our comment down below. And if we have the time, maybe Yi Huey can help to answer some of the comments if they have further questions on nursing.
Okay.
All right, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Goodbye guys. Bye-bye.